Well, it's the end of the first day here and the final matches of playoffs in Toronto. I'm joined right now by hometown hero Azael. Hometown hero, is that accurate?
I don't think so.
Okay. What would you be?
I don't know. I'm just a Canadian dude shoutcasting some games.
Yeah. Well, Scar already told you the joke that I was going to make, but let's act like I didn't, or he didn't tell you this. So Legion is coming out in just a couple days. Do you think Demon Hunters are going to be viable in Arena?
I have no clue, man. I'm so out of touch with WoW. It's hilarious. Like people still will tweet me and they're like, "Oh yeah, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And I don't even know what's going on. I actually have a Demon Hunter at level 100, but I think I'll be casual. So I'm gonna be filthy casual.
So you're like, I don't even know what's going on in that game, other than the fact that I've leveled a Demon Hunter because I pre-ordered the game and I'm very excited about it, right?
Dude, it takes actually an hour or an hour and a half to get to level 100 from a Demon Hunter because you start at 98.
Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, joke done. We'll move on. All right. So anyway, talk to me a little bit because I know that at the start of the cast you expressed how awesome it was to be casting here among fellow Canadians. But now that the day is done, what was this whole experience like for you?
It was actually surreal. I was honestly feeling pretty overwhelmed at the start. I was getting choked up and stuff, and I was just like, oh Jesus, am I gonna freaking cry on stream or something? What's happening? And I'm not that kind of person usually at all, but it was just crazy for me because I've been doing esports since 2007. My family's never been able to come to an event before, and I grew up watching the Raptors and stuff, coming to games here with my dad, with my brother and stuff. I have so many childhood memories about it. And then to have them in the stands and to be casting at this place where it's my childhood heroes were playing is just it was actually mind blowing.
Well, I know you are probably backstage most of the time, but have you had any Canadian fans come up to you or anything like that? Have you got a chance to interact with anybody here?
Yeah, definitely. I've seen some people on the streets and stuff walking over, and when my family got here, I haven't seen them since Christmas. I'm really close to them, so I haven't seen them in 9 months. And so when they arrived, they were in the stands, so I went over to say hi, and people were cheering for me as I was walking by and yelling out to me and stuff. And it felt really nice, to have kind of the support of the hometown crowd, so to speak. Even though I'm not competing, it's just really cool to see that people support what you do and care about what you do. And I definitely feel a really strong connection to this place and to the Canadian fans, and just feel pretty blessed to be here.
Was your family freaking out about all the fans cheering for you and getting excited when you were near them?
I don't know. It was the people were pretty respectful. They could see I was walking up to my family, but it was more when I was leaving and stuff. But I wasn't really paying too much attention to what everyone else was doing, just because I was kind of really wanted to see my mom, my brother, and my dad and stuff. So it was really nice.
Yeah, you mentioned the fans are respectful. I keep hearing this thing about Canadians, which is that they're super respectful and will give you space so that celebrities can come here and not get hassled by people. I don't know if that's true, but it does seem like the crowd has been very polite and nice.
Yeah, everyone's been super nice. People wanted pictures and stuff, but it was they waited till after I spent time with my family and was talking with them and everything, and then they go, oh hey, do you have a second? No one's mobbing you or they kind of are respecting the boundaries, I guess, which is really cool. And it's just crazy to see how passionate they are. It's actually nuts. When Turtle gets first blood, to hear this place just erupt is even for me, I'm holy, that is awesome. And when he walks out on stage with Canadian flag, I'm what the this is so cool. What's happening? I'm just losing my mind. So it was just amazing, and I can't even imagine what that moment was like for him.
Yeah. Now for you, just to talk a little bit about the games, we had all 5 games today, as opposed to just 3 or 3-1, like many people were predicting. What was your take on the series? Were you surprised by it? Just any thoughts that you had about it in general?
I was definitely surprised. A lot of people were kind of talking about, oh yeah, CLG's getting smashed by everyone in scrims. It's looking really grim, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was really thinking Immortals was going to be able to come into this and be pretty dominant because there's so much talk about the top three, C9, TSM, Immortals. They're much better than the rest of the pack. And for CLG to come here and be this competitive, I think was really impressive. 6A, I thought really stepped up, and they were smashing bot lane pretty much every single game. And honestly, the one thing that surprised me the most was I actually thought that Reignover was looking pretty off kilter. I didn't think that he was playing anywhere near his best in a lot of the games, and that guy is just such a rock for their team. He's always so consistent. It's oh yeah, Hooney's unstable, but always have Reignover, right? You always have Reignover. And today it seemed like they didn't, but it felt like Hooney was the rock for me. He was the one who was always stepping up and looked really good, even in the games they were losing.
Yeah. Well, are you on the desk tomorrow?
I'm casting tomorrow, so I'm pretty hyped about that.
And you're casting with Jet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're putting the Canadians on the cast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that Canadian bias. They're giving me the advantage of it. Yeah. So.
Fair enough. Well, hey. So by the time this interview comes out, people will have already known what happened tomorrow.
Yep.
And that's why I'm asking you for your predictions, because now we will know by the time if you were right or wrong, and everyone can laugh about you.
Yeah, I actually think it's like almost impossible to not predict TSM just because of how good they've looked all year long. But I think that this is going to be a really close series. Like I actually think it's going to go 5 games. I think it could go either way. From everything I've been hearing about C9, they've been looking so good, and I think they look really strong against Immortals. And like I was saying on the desk, I actually think that this is one of, if not the only team as far as talent wise that can match up. I think in every lane. So I think that if C9's on, they can win across the map. There's like a lot of ways for them to win, which I think is something you need against TSM because TSM has incredible individual players in every role. Plus, they have amazing team synergy and teamwork. So it's like if your lanes are getting blasted, you can't just like CLG your way back in because they're gonna blast you in macro. They're gonna blast you in individual plays. Like it's so hard. So you have to be at a certain level to even have a chance.
Very good. Well, there's the predictions. You think 5 games?
I think 5 games.
Okay. Very good. Finally, will you be playing on Battle Group 9, Tichondrius? Like where will you be?
I'll probably be on BG9 playing with some friends and stuff. So my friends are always like, oh yeah, come play some PvP, come play. So maybe I'll do some arena or something with like Manruki and Sidu and those guys, my longtime friends from WoW. But I think I'll be too much of a filthy casual to get too much in there. But I know Kobe's playing, some other guys are playing, so we'll probably do some 5-mans and slay some dragons, defend Azeroth, you know?
Well, I'm very excited. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans, either about League of Legends, Canada, or World of Warcraft, all the 3 topics we've covered in this interview?
I would just like to say thank you so much for everyone for coming out today and supporting the teams and for just being such a kick-ass crowd. It was honestly an incredible experience for me, and I know it was for the players too. And I think it's this kind of showing by the fans that can help to bring more and more events, not only from League, but from other games to Canada. So shout out to you guys.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for the interview. I'm sure that you are exhausted, so hopefully you can go get some rest before the excitement breaks out again tomorrow. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports here at Yahoo Esports.